Say, what's the word, man? Say, we got Lil Boosie, Marlo Mike. If you don't know about Marlo Mike was Lil Boosie hitman. I see now. Before we even get into the video, if you're not subscribed, if you're new to the channel, I'm here every day. You know what I'm saying? Back to what I was talking about. So boom, Marlo Mike is Lil Boosie hitman. I heard Charleston White bring it up multiple times, but I just seen it documentary on. Let me see. The Marlo Mike story. Teenager gets life. You know what I'm saying? Say, I'm about to get straight into it. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and see what's going on with Marlo Mike, man.
He has indicted Torrance Hatch, otherwise known as Lil Boosie.
That's Lil Boosie, real name, Torrance Hatch.
Shit, my co-defendant killed 9 people. The little kid got life without parole at 16 years old, my nigga.
Welcome back to another episode
Life without
of
parole at
Street
16?
TV, where we cover everything street related. Hit that like, subscribe, and notification
You about to see what's going on with Lil Boosie and Marlo Mike, man.
Today's story brings us to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, the capital city of the state, and it has around 250,000 residents. Baton Rouge is also home to famous rappers like Boosie, NBA YoungBoy, Main Music, and a few more. A study done a few weeks ago
the only two we really know for real.
Louisiana is the most dangerous state in the country, and the city of Baton Rouge in particular has many problems, including very high poverty and has a violent crime rate higher than the national average. In turn, Baton Rouge is a very dangerous city and has many misled youth all throughout the city. And today's story brings us back in time to around 2001. Boosie Badass was the hottest rapper in Baton Rouge and signed to Trill Entertainment, a record label owned by two Baton Rouge guys named Turk and Mill. Boosie
they in jail?
Multiple projects, including 2 classic albums alongside Webby. And Boosie made a huge mistake at this point, as many rappers do, as although he now had the money to leave his city, he stayed behind, and things would quickly begin to go wrong. He would lose 2 close friends to the streets during his come up, including Ivy in 2005 and Lil Finn in 2008. Boosie also had an ongoing beef with another rap group in Baton Rouge called DCF, especially the face of their group, who was a rapper who went by the name Nussy.
Nussy Badass and Boosie Badass. What's the deal with that?
Well, to be honest with you, Nussy Badass really was just like a joke.
Me and Lil Boosie hooked up. And we talked because they had a lot of street
He got the
going on.
early 90s music playing in the background.
My name in it. His name, you know.
And that brings us to the young man by the name of Michael Loden, who was known in the streets as Marlo Mike. Marlo Mike was 15 years old at this time, and he is from the Uptown neighborhood in Baton Rouge. Marlo was close friends with the local rapper who went by Lil Fat. Lil Fat also happens to be the son of Mel, who is one of the owners of Trill ENT. According to court documents, word was spread around the streets that Boosie had $25K on Nussy's head. And after hearing this, Marlo would have Lil Fat bring him to Boosie's house. Boosie wasn't present at the house at the time, but Marlo would meet up with one of Boosie's little guys named Michael Judson, who went by the nickname Ghost. On February 9, 2009, Marlo and Ghost will begin sliding around the area Nussy is known to be at. And
with that 25 racks.
Him at the gas station and follow him home. The duo will go on to shoot Nussy, real name Chris Jackson, through the window of his house, killing him. The man will quickly get away, and news began breaking of Nussy's death throughout the city. Boosie wanted to meet Marlo and brought him to his house, allegedly only giving him...
Imagine you laying down, making you a good plate of food, got a good movie on, cooling. Next thing you hear is 555, but they for you though. You feel that, damn.
$2,800 instead of the $25K he was expecting. Marlo was just happy to be around Boosie and was happy to have some money in his pocket. And a few months after this, on April 12, 2009, while Boosie was on house arrest, he had threw a small party at his house. A man was caught stealing out of Boosie's
He threw a house party or house arrest.
Beating the man up. The police would show up and would see Boosie standing over the man and would take him to jail on battery charges.
Local rapper Torrance Hatch, better known as Lil Boosie, was arrested today on aggravated second-degree battery charges from a fight they say happened at his house on April the 12th. Sheriff's officials say when Boosie and a few others showed up at the house, there was some sort of a confrontation about the man stealing one of Boosie's necklaces.
Nah, for real, try to take my chain.
Fight broke out. This and possibly even
try to take my chain, bro.
Used in the fight. One man was taken to the hospital with non-threatening
injuries. This news camera old as hell,
man. Went by the name of Marcus Thomas. Just 13 days later, on April 25th, Marlo and Ghost were sitting outside of Marcus's house. And when Marcus pulled up to his house, the duo would pull up right next to his car and begin opening fire into Marcus's car, killing him. Marlo quickly developed a reputation in the streets and became a known killer, and was barely getting paid for it, which is crazy to think about.
Dang, he was barely getting paid. So boom, whoa. So he didn't get 20. He didn't get the first 25 racks. For the first battle? Damn, I ain't gonna lie, I would've quit. I ain't gonna lie, I would've had me a little press conference with Boosie or something, cause where my 25 at? Cause, nah, we need that. Bro, we need that.
This scene going back and forth with that they don't have a good relationship to this day. His child's mother is a woman named Rochelle Wagner. Rochelle had an older stepbrother who was known for getting wild in the streets, and he had beat multiple murder charges. His name is Terry Boyd. In the summer of 2009,
he beat a couple of them. Yeah, you can definitely tell.
Sentence in Angola. One of Boosie's friends was also locked up in Angola at the time and would overhear Terry talking crazy about Boosie. And Terry was later released on September 30th, 2009. But right before Terry was released, Boosie would drop his highly anticipated album on September 15th, titled Superbad. This album included many classic Boosie songs, including Mind of a Maniac. And Better
I ain't gonna lie, that was just a bar right there. Let me see how after that, man.
Turk and Mill also put Mill's son Lil Fat on one of the songs Behind Boosie's Back, and this created some tension between Boosie, Lil Fat, and Turk and Mill. And once he was released, the threats Terry Boyd allegedly
he got a couple of them.
Would end up being a huge mistake. As on October 21st, 2009, Marlo and Ghost will be given the location to Terry's crib and shoot and kill him through his window, just as they had did before.
Rest in peace, Terry, man.
A crazy move by Boosie, as Terry was still his daughter's uncle at the end of the day.
He beat 5 murder charges. He was a known robber in the city. He beat his mama with a 2x4.
Damn.
He been shot 29 times on 6 different occasions.
Marlo again received just under $3,000 for this, but he was satisfied with
29
that.
times on 6
after
different
his
occasions.
murder, he would get a tattoo on his stomach that said, "Yo, Boosie, who next?"
So apparently Mike has a tattoo that says, "Yo, Boosie, who next?"
Yeah. Around the same time, on November 9, 2009, Boosie would release a song called Boss Man. This song is crazy when told the backstory, as Boosie begins the song saying them niggas did that for the boss man, and the chorus says, "Boosie, I got you." Surprisingly, Ghost and Marlo would appear on the song.
Boosie was just handing out dollars and they just catching hats.
At the top of the new year of 2010, Ghost, real name Michael Judson, would be killed by a masked gunman while celebrating the new year. Nobody would ever be arrested for this, and it's still not known who was responsible for this murder. And just a few months later, on April 1st, Marlo would be back spinning and would allegedly kill a man named Charles Matthews, as well as Daryl Milton, who went by Bleak. He is known to be a close friend of Boosie during this come up, and plenty rumors would begin spreading after this murder. As him and Boosie weren't seen eye to eye at the time, more rumors would begin spreading that Boosie ordered the hit on the man who was sitting next to Bleak and had no attention on his friend dying, and this will be the downfall of Boosie and Marlo's relationship.
It was like Bleak was set up. It was like Marlo Mike sprayed the car up and he knew he was in that car, and that was Boosie boy.
And just a few months later, things would begin to get much worse, as Marlo would get arrested for aggravated assault and terrorizing charges after being involved in a fight. While in jail, Marlo would end up sitting down with detectives and telling them about every murder he committed with precise details, including how much Boosie paid him for each one.
Damn.
And following this, on June 17, 2010, police would raid Boosie's mansion and charge him with first-degree murder in the killing of Terry Boyd, who again was Boosie's baby mama's brother. Marlo Mike, 17 at the time, would obviously be indicted for this murder as well. And for now, both of the men will go on to fight the charges, and word began spreading that people close to Boosie were reaching out to Marlo to convince him not to testify against Boosie.
Baton Rouge Parish Grand Jury has indicted Torrance Hatch, otherwise known as
he was like
Boosie,
15, 16.
on first-degree murder charges.
So much he can, so much he can just handle put all that pressure, man.
Shooting death of Terry Boyd.
And just 2 years later, in May of 2012, Marlo would do just that and would get on the stand in Boosie's behalf, saying Boosie never told him to do anything and that he lied about his involvement.
He then changed his story and said he did not kill Terry Boyd, and he says Mr. Hatch, Torrance Hatch, did not pay him to do so.
Did he take the stand at all?
He took the stand on me. For me though. He got me indicted, but
What do you mean he got you indicted? Explain.
He got me indicted. He said
You did it.
yeah.
And then he changed his mind?
Yeah, when it was time for trial.
Vlad's a dirty person because he be trying to like bring it back up with Boosie. I used to watch Vlad interviews like last time I watched a real Vlad interview with Boosie like 2 years ago. It's crazy. It's like dirty how Vlad be doing Boosie, bringing up these questions, and he's supposed to be like business pop. I don't know, bro.
And told the truth.
He was pretty much the main evidence they had against Boosie. Besides music and rumors, Boosie would be found not guilty at trial, although he still had to stay in prison as he was caught sneaking drugs into jail. And he did receive a hefty 8-year prison sentence for that.
Boosie and a girlfriend, along with a former Dixon Institute guard and inmate, were also indicted on drug charges.
Marlo would later go to trial himself for the Terry Boyd murder the next year in April of 2013, being found guilty of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison without parole. Marlo Mike is now around 30 years old and recently did a phone interview with Terrence Gangsta Williams.
So let me ask you this. How long you been locked up now?
14 years.
14 years. Wow.
He would also fight for a sentence reduction as he was just a teenager when he committed the murder, but this will be denied, and as of today, it's looking like Marlo Mike will most likely spend the rest of his life in prison. If you enjoy this kind of content,
they not letting him out. It's sad. They're not letting him out.
Bell so you don't miss any future uploads, and I'll see y'all.
Y'all like to comment, subscribe to bro channel. You know what I'm saying? If y'all enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe. But nah, they ain't letting bro out. Sad to see, but nah, they not letting him out though. They should just gave him 30. He good. He free to go. But dang. Y'all like, comment, subscribe. Y'all enjoyed this junk. You know what I'm saying? I be here every day. See y'all next one, man.